The state argued that there are compelling reasons to extend the notice period for the nationwide teachers' strike because this is no ordinary work stoppage. Government argued that the 7-day notice period determined by the conciliator does not afford it sufficient time to put in place the necessary contingency plan and insist a 30-day period would be sufficient. The state described it as complex, since it does not just affect the employer and the employee, but the learner as well. In the absence of an extended period to strike, it might be necessary to close all schools in Namibia, and that would be a major disaster, they argued. It also argued that if exams do not take place, grade 12 learners will lose out on their bursaries and university admissions. The state also submitted that the police chief inspector Sebastian Detunga said that under the current rules, police will not be able to provide the necessary protection. Government contends that the conciliator failed to apply his mind to the relevant considerations, including that it was logistically impossible for it to prepare for a nationwide strike. Late this afternoon, the Labour Court was still hearing arguments for and against the government's applications to stop the planned strike. The Namibian National Teachers Union, NANTU, was the last this afternoon to make its submission. NANTU argued that teaching is not declared an essential service. As such, when the Labour Act was created, government knew that teachers could go on strike, that teachers teach children, and that when they are on strike, there may not be sufficient numbers of teachers to teach children. NANTU argued that courts cannot issue an interdict against a legal strike as all legal procedures were exhausted. NANTU thus argued that they cannot grant a 30-day period to government, as by the end of that period, it would be a school holiday, and the aim of a strike is to put pressure on an employer.